Let's talk about the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense in English is used to talk about something that happened before something else that also happened in the past. Imagine you go to a party and when you arrive, you realize that everyone finished all the food. When you're telling this story to your friends later, how will you describe this moment? You might say something like, "By the time I arrived at the party, all the food had finished." Your friends will be able to understand that the food finished before the moment you arrived at the party because you used the past perfect tense. Let's dive in deeper. Look at this sentence. My mum had baked a cake before the party started. If we put this information on a timeline, it will be something like this. As you can see, Mum making the cake happened any time before the party started. In order to use the past perfect tense, we must use some type of time expression to convey the message that an action happened before another action. Some of the most common time expressions are after, before, when, by, as soon as, and by the time. Let's look at the examples. When I had taken an aspirin, I felt better. Before we locked the door, we had called a taxi. As soon as it had stopped raining, we took our dog for a walk. By the time we reached the railway station, the train had left. After he had seen an accident, he spoke to a policeman. The sentence structure for this tense is subject plus had plus past participle verb. To make this sentence negative, use hadn't or had not. And to ask questions, place had in the beginning of the sentence. For example, I had cleaned the house before the guests arrived. I hadn't cleaned the house before the guests arrived. Had I cleaned the house before the guests arrived? First action always uses the past perfect sentence structure. The second action always uses the past simple sentence structure. This tense can be very useful in everyday life, so it's important to practice it often. Thank you for watching. Follow me for more English tips.